Rise and shine, Value Farm family. Welcome back to another episode of The Farm. If you're new here, you are most welcome. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already, and also turn your notification bells on. And of course, to all our returning subscribers, thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for being part of the family. Thank you so much for loving Value Farm. Thank you so much for following our journey in farming. Well, today is a very beautiful morning. We are back at the farm and it's really super exciting to be here working with our colleagues at the farm and of course doing the duties of the farm. So as you can see today, of course we have so many activities that are really going on today, but I wanted to just take you guys through along what we are doing today, what activities we have, and of course I got this opportunity that we are going to be planting our elephant grass, for the goats, for the cows, for the sheep to feed in. We always tell you guys that whenever you have a farm, if you don't have enough grass, or even if you have grass, but still you have to get them supplements, especially like on rainy days, whenever there's so much dew and you don't want to let the goats to go out early morning, you can always give them the elephant grass. So this is the elephant grass that we are going to be planting in one of our gardens because we wanted to have extra grass for the goats and the cows and the sheep. So basically it is very, very good for you as a farmer out there to have something like this because it's very important for your goats. Your goats will not suffer, will not get even diseases. Why we don't take our goats outside in the morning, very early in the morning, it's because of the dew. That usually makes them really get malaria and also fall sick. That is one of the reasons as to why we don't take them early in the morning. So what we do, we give them the grass so that they can feed in inside their house. That's why we have some troughs in the houses. We put in this elephant grass so that they can definitely feed in. Fortunately, we had a neighbor who had this elephant grass. The thing about elephant grass is, by the way, it can propagate quickly and doesn't really need so much. Even if you really put it in a place that doesn't have good soils, most of the part it really grows so much. That is what I know about the elephant grass. You can even see our calf there coming to come and eat some grass from here. But still, as you can see this elephant grass here, we're just getting the stems. Yeah, these are the stem that we are cutting into smaller pieces. Let me just show you, like this one here. So this is what we are going to be planting. I'm also going to take you to the garden of where the elephant grass has already been planted. We're just adding the garden so that the animals do not suffer. The animals can get enough grass every time. So let me show you guys how we do this and how we do cut the elephant grass. You see the stems like this, so you don't have to really cut in the middle. You have to leave some space because now the growth is going to start from this intersection here. So what you need to do, you need to cut just like that. This is what you plant in the ground. So you put it in the soil, then it definitely grows. So guys, this is what we are doing. We are collecting. Then the rest of the parts, like this grass here, we are going to give to our goats. Let me show you guys the grass we have already cut here. So this one here, as you can see, these are the remaining parts of the elephant grass that we are going to serve to the goats and the cows today because it's still morning. I think it's still 8. So we are going to give this to the cows right now. Then the stems we are going to be taking to the garden to plant. So this, as you can see, I can take over like 2 acres of land that we are going to plant, which is really amazing, guys. So if you have cows, if you have goats and you're interested in goat farming or maybe cattle rearing, guys, this is a tip for you. It is very easy to get these things everywhere. Even if you go to your neighbors, most people are not really very selfish with this grass. That can really help and also help your animals really grow faster and also grow better. That's what I should really say. Let's continue with showing you what is really happening at the farm, the activities, so that you can also learn something from Value Farm, right? So let's continue, guys. Guys, we are here in our free range poultry section. That is where we are. We have our turkeys right here. We have our ducks, the geese, the Peking ducks as well. We have our local chickens. We have the guinea fowls. Guys, there's a lot that we are doing at this farm. That's why we say mixed farming is very, very good for you if you're starting farmer. In case you're thinking about starting a farm, guys, at least do not focus on one thing. You can start with one thing, but also have a mindset of also expanding and introducing so many things at your farm. So I just want to give you an update about this section here, about our turkeys, about our chickens as well, the feeding, the situation that they're in right now. The structure is not that fancy for now, but at least they have their own space. You know, with free range, you don't have to really restrict them like in a house. You have to let them free, and these birds go and come back to their little section, as you can see here. So the feeding has already been done already in the morning. We give them 3.5 kgs in the morning, then 3.5 kgs in the evening. So what we normally do, we have the feeding troughs, as you can see. We had just given them their feeds and they're still eating. So the feeds is right here, but there's still a head going on outside. They can go throughout the farm and come back. Some of them even fly outside, but they still come back to their section here. But we make sure at least the feeds are there in the feeding troughs. Then we also have the water. We have some water this other section here, as you can see. So we have the water here that we put for them, very clean water, and we mix in some vitamins for them. We put in some aloe vera for them as well in the water, and we make sure the water is really very clean for the birds. So we have different sections. There's one here, there is the other side, like different sections, so that the water is available all the time. More to that, what we decided to do for this small section of ours, for the poultry, we made sure that they have a swimming pool. That is now for the ducks, because the geese love to swim, the ducks love to swim as well. So we have a swimming pool there that I need to show you guys the update. I know people who are new to the channel may not have seen this farm before. I mean, may not have seen this section before, but we have the swimming pool right there. Let me take you guys so that you can definitely also see what is really happening here. And most of you might be wondering why we separated, why we partitioned these sections. Why we separated them? Because of the fighting. Most times the geese and the ducks love to be in their own section. Then the chickens also love to be in their own section. Then also the guinea fowls, the turkeys also love their peace of mind. They love their little sections alone. So that's why we try to really separate all the things and make sure that they're in different sections. You can come and see how it is. They're enjoying. And these ducks, I think you can hear the noise they're making. If in case there's maybe a stranger or someone who has not been in their space for a long time, they make the noise. They're like protection for the farm. That's what happens here. So they're really swimming, they're cooling down, they're just enjoying the water right here. But of course we keep changing this water so that they can also have very fresh water for them to swim in. So that is basically it for this section. For those who have not watched this simple poultry structure, guys, you don't have to have a very fancy structure to start off a poultry farm, especially a free range poultry farm. So if you have a free range poultry kind of system, do not worry. Just make sure that you have at least some fencing. You have a structure to shelter them maybe from the wind, from the rain sometimes, then also in the night. Because the most interesting thing about the free range kind of poultry system is these birds do not really like even to be confined in one space. Most of them want even to climb up. Most of them sleep on top of the house. That is so amazing. But that is how it is. So you need to just get them some shelter for shade, for sunlight. You know, when it's really so hot, they go to the shade. That's why we provided them different kinds of shades, like you can see. Here we have shade, that side. Then we also have a structure that side in case of any rains, they go into that structure. So my fellow farmers, what do you have to learn about this? What do you learn from this kind of system? Start small, but think big. We started, of course, with the temporal structure before as well, but now we expanded, we subdivided, we put them in different sections, which is really very, very good. So start small, but think big, and always start with something. Do not just procrastinate, and also think like, okay, I need to start a farm. When should I start? Should I start this month? Should I start next month? Start immediately. As long as you have some little capital, start immediately. You will definitely prosper. Because if I'm to tell you our journey, we started with a few animals. We started with a few birds here at the farm. But right now, I must tell you guys, we are really happy with the numbers. We are really happy with the progress of the farm. But of course, with your motivation that we are really doing so well so far. Of course, we also have our own challenges about the farm. Farming is something that you learn on job. There's nothing like an expert farmer. That's what I should really tell you. As long as you're a farmer, you always learn something new every day. You can always learn from your animals. And the other thing, the beauty about starting small is you learn and you also improve. So the more animals you have, the more birds you have, the better you become. That's what I should really tell you guys. But this is it for this other section. In case you have any queries, in case you have any pieces of advice, guys, feel free to drop them down below so that we can also hear from you, so that we can learn, of course, as a community. And whoever is watching this video can also learn something from your comments down below, because most people, by the way, read the comments that you drop down below. Let's go to a different section so that we can see what we are doing at the farm. Good morning, guys. Yes, we are back at the farm. I know we did not conclude the previous video, but we are here, of course, to also give you more updates of what is happening. And I have my co-director right here. Say hello to them.
Well, hello, everybody. My name is Grafton, but all my good friends always refer to me as Greg. Again, it's always a wonderful day at the farm. Today, we're here, and it just rained, obviously. So the ground is soft, but I'm standing on incredible soil, guys. I'm so excited. This is actually our perimeter that we're putting up.
Yeah.
And I remember when we first moved to this area here, when we first started looking to purchase land in this area, actually right after we made the acquisition, the chairman kept stressing to us, don't buy any animals until you have your fencing done.
Yeah.
So the place is pretty sizable. So we've actually taken, our time. But the smart thing we did build paddocks. We did build proper housing to house our animals, to make sure that they don't go and eat other neighbors' crops and disturb what they're doing. But to be here on a Wednesday in March, the raining season is back.
It's back.
So we're able to proceed with everything. But there's one caveat to that. Because we have the dam, we have our own irrigation system that we're putting in place. Drip is coming, as well as the actual sprinkler systems are coming, like the long sprayers that can reach up to like 30 to 40 meters at a pop. So that's coming. So for our organization, luckily for us, we plan accordingly. So the dry season is not really truly that big of a factor. But we know for all of our other fellow farmers in the region, not everybody's as fortunate. So I'm very happy to see the rainy season back. Life is coming back to all aspects of not just our property, but surrounding properties. And it's a wonderful feeling to see that.
It is really so good, by the way. So the fencing, like you already said, you have to have a perimeter wall. In case you're in a setting like this one, you don't want animals from other neighbors to also come to your land, in case you have crops, in case you've planted as well. That's why we're putting the perimeter fencing there. Then also the other thing is we want our things to be safe.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because guys, the numbers at the farm is growing. So the last thing we want to do is to leave with like, let's say 150 goats to go graze and come back with like 110. So we have the idea for us is to graze on our own property, right? To leave the outer section for all of the other herds people who have other animals and they don't have their own private land. So they use open land that's not yet fenced to graze. So we don't really want to take away from those guys, because it's hard enough for them to just graze whatever animals that they're taking care of. So to actually have a proper perimeter fence to keep what we want in, what we don't want out, because we are in Africa. There are stray dogs. There are also, unwanted elements that we want to keep at bay, right? So that's why you have a fence. For all the practical reason anybody would want to have a fencing system in place. Fencing, yes, it's not the cheapest thing you can
Yeah.
do. And at the time that you start to put a fence together, you realize, wow, it's definitely a hidden cost that
Especially when
most
you have
people,
big land.
no matter what the size, right? That's a cost that, a fence is not gonna produce, offsprings, right?
True.
There's no biology involved there. However, it's crucial to making sure that you keep what you have protected and secure.
True.
Because, if you guys notice, we don't have too big of gaps here. We're also going to come back with a chain link fence as well, because we do have kids. I mean, we're talking goats, right? Young goats that we don't want to be able to squeeze through, escape, then, create a catastrophe on our other neighbors' crops in the back. That's going to be popping up really soon. So I'm happy to see this is the behind the scene work that you guys don't get to see. It's not exciting, it's not cute, but it's necessary.
It's necessary for every farmer.
Absolutely.
And of course, for every farmer out there, at least you're learning something that you need to fence off your property, you need to fence off your farm for so many reasons that
If
we've
I
already
was in the
discussed.
US, I would definitely be speaking to Premier One to get the electrical fencing, the high tensile wire. But unfortunately, as far as I know, they don't have a branch here in East Africa. So when I go back to the US to visit on family and check in back home on that side, I sincerely hope to be able to at least maybe bring a few of those high tensile wires here with me. That way we can create mobile perimeters, as we go along. So that's something I'm hoping that I can accomplish when I go back for a bit.
Wow. Thank you so much.
As my partner mentioned earlier, this is definitely an addition to the land that we initially acquired. The cool thing about this, like, we have the additional 25 plus acres we added, that was already on our title, right? So, but these are our neighbors who actually came to us, who for their own financial needs needed to at least sell because they had to send either the kids back to school, or for whatever the reason, that's their personal reasons, that they wanted to actually add to land that touches our boundary, because the shape was kind of weird. It was like a weird L shape. So this expansion itself, is not just grazing land. This is actually awesome soil.
Very good,
that
sir.
we were able to add. But behind the camera, where we have the eucalyptus and other sector, where we actually have the best view of the farm, we wanted to make sure we secured this particular perimeter, because this is where we're going to be putting some of your VIP cottages. So that when you guys come here, you could be comfortable and there's enough trees around to set up the hammocks and your outdoor showers with enough privacy, So when you want to get away, this is the east wing of Value Farm. And so,
VVIP.
yeah, it should be fun for you guys. And us.
Of course.
Actually,
And of course, beautiful views, because at this particular section here, guys, it has a view of the farm. You can be able to see the animals when they're getting out of their houses and everything. Nice. It's really so nice, guys. So, piece of advice to any farmer out there, starters, beginners, because these are the people who are inspiring, who are motivating every day to start their farms. One thing maybe.
Let's face it, guys, when we first came in here, we were on the opposite side of the farm, right? We never in a million years could have imagined that we would have been fortunate enough to actually be able to acquire additional space in the area. And little by little, it's happening. I'm grateful. I'm also incredibly humbled by the fact that the good Lord has blessed us to be able to add to the project as we go. And so in your case, what I can tell you, if you can start with a 1/4 acre, don't be dismayed. What's yours is yours. You just make it work. You keep your head down. You keep working. Before you know it, it'll happen for you as well. Don't get discouraged. I actually wanted to mention something. Someone messaged us, I would say a few days ago. They actually had a piggery farm, and I believe somewhere here in central Uganda.
Mokono.
And they lost their entire flock to African swine fever, right? And they're now looking to sell off their automatic feeders for the animals. And when I see stuff like that, it breaks my heart, because I know this is someone who made the investment, did their research. This person cared enough to import his feeders or her feeders all the way from Denmark to this country because they wanted the best setup. To know that they actually got hit with that affliction. And I know there are other fellow farmers like ourselves, who have experienced such things. And I'm sure at some point in the business we're in, there's a day, our day may come as well. So what I can tell you guys, if you're facing that situation, whatever you're left with, even with nothing at all, don't give up. If this is your dream, anything worth having is worth fighting for. Yes, finances definitely can get in the way, but you know what? A dream deferred is a dream delayed. Just because you have to put a pause on it right now doesn't mean you can't continue and pick up the baton later on. So in farming, there will always be challenges. Just like in your corporate careers, there are setbacks, there are challenges, right? If this is what you want to do, if this is where you want to be, don't give up. Don't get discouraged, Start small again, Block by block, step by step, you'll find your way back in the thick of things. So for those of you out there who are facing challenges, know that you're not alone. This is just the nature of farming. And we're here to support you any way that we can. And that's all I have to say on this subject.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You've been an inspiration, not only to the viewers out there, but everyone at the farm, because we keep learning every day from you. But we really appreciate everything that you've shared with us.
Thank you.
Of course, with the people out there, giving you motivation, inspiring you not to give up on your farms. Guys, never give up. That's what we should say for this video. Never, never give up. Challenges are there, face them, but also get back on track. But guys, we don't want this video to be so long. Please tell a friend to tell a friend. Do not be selfish. If in case there's a friend who has passion maybe in farming, or who has been thinking about farming, please recommend to them Value Farm channel, because we have a lot that we are doing. It's a mixed farm, by the way. So for those who have not really watched our previous videos, we have a playlist for farming. Go and watch all the farming videos. We have pigs, we have poultry, we have goats, we have cows, we have rabbits. There's a lot. And of course, we educate you on how to raise them, how to make money, how to become successful. And of course, we share not only our success, but also our challenges and how we can go about them. So recommend to your friends and family, tell a friend to tell a friend, and do not forget to subscribe. If you haven't already, turn your notification bells on. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.